The finale is upon us, and it's time to tie up all the loose ends with this amazing drama. It's clear to us now what the name of the show refers to, as the ending frame shows the queen holding an umbrella over the late crown prince's son. No matter what the situation, the queen had never resorted to any malicious acts. From one villain to the next, Consort Huang, chief state counselor, and the queen dowager, the queen is unrelenting in protecting her family and thwarting all of their devious attacks. Along the way, with every person who crosses the queen's path, they are recipients of her compassion and grace, and end up falling under her umbrella, including His Majesty himself. The king is ultimately convinced to reveal the truth and right the wrongs of the past.
With nowhere left to run, and all sides closing in on him, Hye Soo is hunted down and ensnared by the chief state counselor, only to be killed by his own son, Prince Hye Soo. Is Hye Soo justified for everything he's done? If it weren't for the murder of his brother Prince Taein, this cycle of vengeance wouldn't exist. But then again, the killing of the crown prince still makes him a murderer, and no matter how much justification he can claim, a murderer is a murderer. Even the deposed Queen Yu is at her wit's end and finally cashes in on that favor the queen promised, asking her to spare Yu Sung's life. In a last-ditch effort to sway the majesty onto their side, the dowager tries yet again to sabotage the crown princess's pregnancy, only to be outwitted by the queen and exposed.
The king faces a difficult challenge. The burden of the past has come full circle to haunt him, but does that make him guilty as well? These questions all riddle the king in the final hours of his decision as he compels the queen dowager to stand down, which causes her to take her own life. In the end, the king decides to make the right decision and writes all the records of history and reveals the truth of his enthronement. One after the other, all the palace positions afforded to the late king were reinstated. Queen Yu was reinstated, and the former crown princess was also allowed to return to the palace with the late crown prince's son. What's up, Sunday fam? Man,
wow.
I was not expecting this show to be as great as it was.
It was fantastic.
If you remember episode 1 of our coverage of the show, I was like, I'm not really, into these like political things.
If we can pull that snippet right here and then.
Just kind of House of Cards, political intrigue within the court, and there's no other
inside the palace.
Yeah, and that's not something that like kind of appeals to me. But I mean, I stand corrected. I think this is one of those the greats of this year. I really enjoyed this show, and it's all thanks to the queen, Hye Soo. I mean, her acting in all of the scenes, like everyone had such great acting range in this show, but caused me to take a look at Netflix's backlog of Hyena,
Juvenile Justice.
Yes, and I saw the face. I was like, maybe I should watch these.
You should.
Because her acting was spectacular, and I felt her compassion. Every time she ran into a woman on the street that was being oppressed, or a son that was being mistreated, she just loved them, and they ended up under her umbrella, and then at the end of it all, the whole court was on her side.
Under her umbrella.
Exactly.
Like, just as you said. The one gripe that I will have about this drama is kind of like the ending with the king. A lot of us were speculating that there's going to be some rights. There's going to be some rights from the wrongs, right? Like from his being complicit from the past of what happened with his mother murdering the crown prince Taein, leading on to like the final acts of the drama where he wants to restore the absolute truth in all of the records accounting to those deaths, that they were poisoned. That was kind of just it. Like, doesn't that like kind of question his legitimacy to be the king?
Yes, yeah.
They kind of just swept it under the rug, and which is, for me, I was like, well, is that it? I was like, oh, okay.
I think at the end of the day, I don't think that was the point of the show.
No. But I was really what's gonna happen? Like,
I was wondering whether or not he was going to be deposed, or if he'd have to abdicate the throne.
Right.
My personal opinion was that he would abdicate the throne to Song Nam. Now, the legitimacy of the royal family under him is questionable, but I don't think we can go back 20 years and retake everything that the king has done.
He did say history will judge how the future generation. The future generation will see what kind of king I was.
And that's when the court officials stood down. They're like, okay, we'll let you do this. And there are some parts of us, I guess, that are wanting to see some kind of just desserts for the king. However, at the end of the day, it's all about the queen's umbrella and who survives under her protection. And in this case, everyone that chose to side with her, right? The dowager chose to end her life. She could no longer be wicked, which is an odd thing to, Nothing
Yeah.
It's an odd hill to die on.
Yeah. I mean, there was some tragic poetry that happened in the final episode here. Yu Sung kills his own father, which was pretty dramatic. It has to be one of the most poignant episodes or like events in the entire drama, like because we've seen tropes like that like many times before, but like for this one, you didn't expect that to happen because it felt like he knew that that was his father, but he did it to protect his mother in a way, and that's what happened.
What's interesting about that outcome is that Yi Kyun actually ended up killing his father-in-law, sort of, right? Because he had consummated with Consort Huang. So it's kind of like killing his father-in-law, and then Yu Sung kills his father. It's just like that family is just rife with curses.
It just kind of felt like a Shakespearean family drama there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the Crown Princess Chong-ah. She's healthily pregnant and is with child, and their relationship, Song-nam and Chong-ah, is very, very happy.
Oh yeah.
And Gi-sung leaves the palace, and he wants to travel the world. It's a very touching scene. Almost brought me to tears. And then Prince Shim-so marries and is with child.
Yeah, everything's happy.
Everyone's happy in the palace. Bogum becomes the cohort of the crown prince, Song-nam, and Consort Tae, his mother, is extremely happy, still trying to get him to visit her more often. And then the queen finally, with that conversation she has with Song-nam, can finally let go of the late crown prince.
Yes.
And move on, and it brings both of them to tears.
It was a really nice way to wrap everything up, right? With the exception of the king himself, but like we have to move on to like awards of this drama. Before that, you did point out that one of the princes.
Prince Hodong. Prince Hodong makes a startling announcement and resolution to his mother. He's running around the court and he's like, I've resolved to lose some weight. And that is the genesis of Knowing Bros Kang Hodong. But let's move on to the awards for Under the Queen's Umbrella, which was solely picked by Flip.
But I'm pretty sure everyone will agree to this. The best actor goes to
Kim Hye Soo.
Kim Hye Soo as the Queen Harung. Oh my goodness. She would just win Best Actor for her facial nuances. When she was worried, when she was serious, when she was angry. It was just all there. It was
when
like
she was countering everyone's schemes.
Yeah, it was just simmering. And like the way she portrayed the Queen was just like amazing. Because at the end, like we said in the very beginning of this video, is that like her compassion and her like benevolence or whatever like won through everyone, and I guess won through your heart as well.
It did. Her acting was especially a highlight in this show for me. 100%. Every single scene she was in, I was looking forward to her winning, her thwarting the schemes, and looking forward to just her acting compassionate, because those are the most moving scenes in this show, is when she's showing compassion for all of the people who have been wronged, including the deposed Queen Yu, who is trying to take the throne back.
That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being under her umbrella.
Exactly. Then we have the best face.
The best face.
I think I picked this winner before you did with my compilation of Chief State Counselor's face.
Chief State Counselor.
He literally went a whole episode of just that face.
No, it wasn't just the whole episode. I feel like the whole entire drama, his face was like that in every episode. And the best villain, I don't know if you agree with me here, but it's gotta go to
Yi Kyun. Just kidding.
The Queen Dowager.
Yes.
Oh man.
I remember this actress being the director of Tomorrow, and not the director of Tomorrow, but the director in the
director of Soul Society or whatever.
The Soul Society Tomorrow. And she's so freaking happy. She's so like chipper and very nice. And then in this one, complete 180.
Yeah.
She is like the Jafar in Aladdin.
She was ruthless. And the actor Kim Hye Suk, she would get like best supporting actor for this one too, because she was ruthless and she was just methodical. Like she had no heart, and every move she made, it made you just want to like reach into the screen and like just shake her a little bit. Yeah, just shake her a little bit. Oh my god! Like the amount of times you would think that like, oh, she's at it again, and like caused frustration, and you're just like, well, that's a sign of a good performance.
Yeah, every single time she came out with like this huge self-righteousness or this huge sense of entitlement when she's like, oh, so
Oh my god,
when she was yelling.
She's yelling.
Man, those are some thunderous lines, and it just like, you know, cements her as one of the best villains.
Ooh, Under the Queen's Umbrella was an amazing K-drama.
But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys thought of Under the Queen's Umbrella. Are you happy with the ending? Are there some things that they didn't show that you wish you saw? Leave it in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more like it, and hit the bell icon to turn on the notifications. But as always, this is what we're watching this Sunday. We'll see you next time.